Hey, what's going on? I figured it'd be well, not a new, but a good time to make a new video. Um, a lot has been on my mind, especially when I've been working. When I'm just relaxing in the home and there's nothing much to do. I spend time with La Santísima Muerte. I just hang out. I sit around. Not much is really going on in my mind, but when I'm on the line working, I have so much that runs through my head and so many things I feel like I really need to get out there. And so I mean, let's just get straight to the point. The subject of this video, I'm gonna call this one the Age of Aquarius, Saturn versus Uranus. Okay. Um, as everybody knows, or even those who may not know, right now I believe, from my personal opinion, we're in the dead zone, in the world. Uh, During these last, how you say, 2,000 years, we've been in the age of Aquarius, and some even say that we still, let, let me repeat that. We've been in the age of Pisces. For these last 2,000 years, we have been in the age of Pisces. And so, even up until this day, some people believe that we are still currently now in the age of Pisces. Uh, Personally, I believe that we still are in the age of Pisces, but we're slowly transitioning into the age of Aquarius. And you can even see the effects of all these transitions. But first, let me go back to the era of Pisces and how the confirmation of that we were in the Pisces era. Everybody knows Pisces is a fish, and just look around you. What's the main religion? Christianity, of course. Symbols of Christianity. A cross, that's one. What's another one? A fish. Um, I mean, there's really not much. Pisces is a fish. You see the fish on the back of the cars that says Jesus in the middle of it. I will make you fishers of fishermen. Things of that nature. So pretty much Jesus was the one who ushered in the age of Pisces, from his birth to his death. On from there, the official start of the age of Pisces, and up until now, we're slowly closing out the age of Pisces. And you can see all of these things, such as the decline in Christianity. Uh, Christianity is deeply connected to Pisces just because of Jesus. You see that slowly declining. Like a lot less people going to church, things of that nature. Uh, Things that you could also see pertaining to the beginning of the age of Aquarius. You could see that through technology. Technology in the last 40, 50 years, I heard they say, is advanced way more than it has within the last 100 years as a whole. You could see technology getting so advanced at a so much faster rate, and that is part of the age of Aquarius. You see wars, revelation, changes, things like that. Also, I want to cover this global warming. Aquarius is the god of rain, is the god of floods. As we see the North Pole and the South Pole, the global warming, the ice caps melting, all of these hurricanes and all the rain, and the theory of floods, that all pertains to Aquarius. Even like the slightest thing of climate change. Climate change, you can see that astrologically as the sign of Aquarius, or the coming of the times of Aquarius, with the rain, the flooding, the advancement of technology. All of these are influences of Aquarius. I'm also interested in other world religions, such as neo-paganism, and paganism as a whole, different types of spirituality, Eastern philosophy, the numbers of these practitioners and people increasing, people coming to new spirituality, scientists making new discoveries. This is all a part of the age of Aquarius, or the coming of the age of Aquarius. Personally, I believe the age of Aquarius has already started. There's a lot of people who think that it doesn't start until like another 100 years, or whatnot. But I think personally, I think the age of Aquarius is here. It's not in full fledged. It won't be in full fledged for another 200, 200 years, but it is definitely here, because you can see it everywhere, through the points that I have just made. But the main topic of this video is going to be Saturn and Uranus, and pretty much the struggle for the age of Aquarius. Now, Saturn and Uranus are two completely, different planets. Um, the planets exert energy on human life forces. Okay. Planets exert energy on us, just as every single planet is associated with a god or a goddess. the energy that these planets put out when they influence the Earth influences us as people. Perfect example, like for let's say during the coming of the age of Aquarius, we're starting to see um, two things. Um, we're starting to see religion versus science. Okay, religion versus science, and this correlates between the two planets that rule the sign of Aquarius. For I am an Aquarius, okay, and my sign is ruled by two planets. Aquarius, if I'm not mistaken, I would think Aquarius is the only sign that's ruled by two planets, Saturn and Uranus. Um, Uranus represents rebellion. Uranus represents science, breakthrough, discovery. Uranus represents logic. Uranus represents all of those types of things. Pretty much the power of a human, the things I can do through human mind, whatnot, all that. Breakthrough, freedom, represents chaos. I think I already said revolution, things of that nature. Now, the planet Saturn is the exact opposite. The planet Saturn represents authority. It represents containment. It represents a lot of religious structure that is set today came from the influence of the planet of Saturn. Okay, like the three religions of Islam, Judaism, and Christianity. Believe it or not, those are actually the newest religions to the world. Every other religion is a pagan religion that's been around for thousands of years. Okay, so stick with me here. Now that these religions, believe it or not, even though they came out of the age of Pisces, they're highly influenced by the age of Aquarius. Um, and that's a Saturnic influence. Because Saturn, if a lot of people don't know, Saturn is represented by a cube. A cube is one of the symbols of Saturn, and that pretty much symbolizes the realm of materialistic things and being under control. Being, for example, like you're in a room, okay? Majority of rooms are shaped like a cube or like a rectangle. You're in a cube. It's confinement, and that's what a lot of those religions do. They try to confine people, to set a type of order, a very specific order. The order. You know how every day, you might even realize, you might say to yourself, you hear a crazy law in the news, and you say, God, like we're losing our rights and stuff like that. That is the influence of Saturn working at its best right there, keeping people captive, keeping people pretty much under like one influencer. Like this is how things are done, and this is how they're gonna be done. This is how they're gonna follow. Pretty much ruling over. Okay, so that's what we're gonna see a lot in the coming of the age of Aquarius, a struggle between the chaos and the revolution and versus the order and the power. Which one is gonna be more dominant? Saturn being the religion, Saturn being the how do you say, the ruling aspect, the controlling aspect, and Uranus being the scientist, the outbreak, the discovery. Um, and you even see it in movies. I don't remember the name of the movie. I watched it before about they're going to the Vatican and talking about, pretty much religion versus scientists, religion being Saturn and the science being Uranus. And these are two very real and two really strong influences and powers that these two planets are exerting on the Earth right now, because we are coming into the age of Aquarius. You may not see it as much now, but as the years go by, this is going to be so prevalent. I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised to see people, all kinds of chaos breaking out just because of it. Um, where I stand in this personally, like I said before, I am proud to be in an Aquarius. We are coming into the age of Aquarius, which is the next 2,125 years of Aquarius. Um, but if you look at what comes after Aquarius, the age of Aquarius is Capricorn. If the world even lasts that long, but Capricorn, the age of Capricorn, it even says who's gonna come on top. Think about it. The age of Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled solely by Saturn. Okay. So what does that say at the age of Aquarius? Yeah, there's gonna be struggle between Saturn and Uranus, but who's gonna, I believe that Saturn is gonna exert more power over Uranus, and people are gonna fall under more type of control regarding um, different aspects or whatnot. I really don't want to get into it. It's not really something I feel that comfortable talking about. But yeah, I mean, me. I know my planetary ruler. My planetary ruler is Saturn. Some Aquarius is Uranus. Me personally, I look at who I am as a person. I look at my personality, and I see Saturn. Um, because I'm not like the normal person. You know, I go very according to the rules of society or whatnot. You know, I stick based on how things are supposed to go versus, oh, let's change this, let's change that, things of that type of nature. Also, a lot of people associate Saturn with basically Satan, and that's a whole nother different video. But that's why there's a lot of speculation of the Antichrist coming in this time during the age of Aquarius, because of the Saturn of pretty much the connection between Saturn and Satan and all the satanic religions or whatnot. I wouldn't doubt, yeah, the age of Aquarius. It's an opening for the time of the Antichrist to come and exert his influence over the world. If that's what you believe. You know, that's from a Christian biblical perspective. Yeah, the prophecies um, of the Antichrist and whatnot, it does line up astrologically when it comes to the movement into the age of Aquarius, because that is who the Antichrist is, pretty much Satan coming back to the world or whatnot. But because the age of Aquarius doesn't take off full-fledged for another 125 years, in my perspective, I wouldn't worry about the world ending anytime soon. Forget about all that 2012 crap. It doesn't mean anything. But yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it. We're in a astrological dead zone right now. That's why it's a real uncertain time from the Earth, because we are in between the ages of Pisces and the age of Aquarius. We are slowly transitioning over to the age of Aquarius, and during the age of Aquarius, there is going to be a struggle between the two planets, Saturn and Uranus, representing scientific discovery and stuff like that, advancements of technology and religion. Um, you know, who's gonna overcome, who's gonna conquer. Like I said, nobody knows for sure. I maybe, you know, both of the planets might insert an equal amount of influence, and you know, we can all get together as humanity as a whole, and things may be peacefully. But I mean, you never know. Some people say the age of Aquarius may be the last age on Earth, just because of how crazy things are. Me, I don't get into all that end of the world crap. You know, there's been 68 predictions of the end of the world since, as far as human back can record, none of it's ever happened. So I'm not here to say when the end of the world's going to be, because nobody knows. But what I am here to say is, you know, we're coming to a very critical time. Even though, you know, we don't live very long. I mean, the next 2,000 years, you know, there's a lot that's going to be happening. And even now, when we're in this zone where we're transitioning, a lot's going to be happening. And you're going to see these influences of the age of Pisces leaving and the age of Aquarius making in its way, with the new religious movements, the new Scientology, whatever movements and all that stuff. So yeah, it's pretty much a video uh, putting putting that out there so people can gain more knowledge about, you know, why things are the way they are in the world and whatnot. So had a fun time making this video. I'm about to go to sleep. Good night.